Does it look cool with this sign right here? Welcome back to another episode of Cuckoo Culture. For those of you who are new to the show, I am your host, Culture. For my returning viewers, thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you again. Halloween is amongst us, and I figured what better time to cover the Haunted Mansion and go over my top 7 characters in the Haunted Mansion and go over some fun facts about them as well. Yeah. You can see the Haunted Mansion, right? So join me for this very special haunted episode of Cuckoo Culture. When I return, we're going to dive into my 7 favorite characters on the Haunted Mansion here at the Magic Kingdom. Let's go. You know what's funny? It's not even the... Are you feeling?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My fat foot is literally hurting in the width. So when I return, we'll definitely get over to the Haunted Mansion and go over my 7 favorite characters. But in the meantime, I gotta loosen up my cakes. Oh my goodness. Do you see this bridge? Are you recording this? Look at this. Whoa. Okay. Actually, you think you can do that? Are you sure? You want to try? Oh my gosh, other people are coming. Hold on, I think we're gonna fall back. Oh my gosh. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I wouldn't blame you. Okay, well, while we make our way across this very creepy bridge, you can see the Haunted Mansion just right off to the right side. My co-host Cuckoo helps me out with the episode. I'm gonna pass this portion off to my co-host Cuckoo to go over this Haunted Mansion Cuckoo Culture itinerary that we put together to kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect for this episode of Cuckoo Culture. Cuckoo, go ahead and take it away. I made it across the bridge safely, by the way, and there's the Haunted Mansion. Whew. That was dangerous.
Where will this nerd journey lead us next? It's time for the
Cuckoo Culture Itinerary.
Boom. Welcome to the Cuckoo Culture Itinerary, Disney's Haunted Mansion edition. I am your itinerary host, Cuckoo. In this segment, we'll discuss what to anticipate from Culture's next nerd journey. Let's get into the itinerary. Disney's Haunted Mansion has a lot of spooky characters all throughout the mansion. So we figured, let's make a top 7 Haunted Mansion character list and go over our favorites. Culture will make his way through the Haunted Mansion. Once Culture gets inside his doom buggy, I will be taking over the show. From there, we will dive into the remaining Haunted Mansion characters on the list. Culture will go over the first 2 characters on the list before boarding his doom buggy. I will be sure to pop in and give some facts for the first 2 characters Culture reveals, as well as the remaining 5 characters on our top 7 Haunted Mansion characters list. Be sure to leave a comment letting us know who's your favorite Haunted Mansion character. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. We are a small channel, so it really helps us out. I will now kick it back over to Culture to take over the show. Happy Halloween! I will see you guys shortly. Culture, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, ready? Record. The first people on the list that we're going to talk about are actually not even inside of the attraction. They are the Gravediggers. You can actually spot the Gravediggers at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I recently went to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They literally dropped their shovels to the ground and they dragged them as sparks fly. They actually have similar uniforms to actually the host of the Haunted Mansion. But yeah, they're the Gravediggers, and I have them listed at the first characters on the list because you don't even see them on the attraction, and they're going to come in at number 7 on our list.
The Gravediggers from Disney's Haunted Mansion are undead figures in traditional butler attire who work in the graveyard. In Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade, a group of them performs a choreographed dance, and sparks fly from their shovels after dragging them across the ground. On our top 7 Haunted Mansion characters list, the Gravediggers come in at number 7. Remember to drop a comment on who your favorite Haunted Mansion character is.
As we enter the Haunted Mansion, we come up on our very first character on my top 7 characters for the Haunted Mansion, the Tightrope Walker. Let's go check out the Tightrope Walker. We are heading inside. Oh my gosh.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Can you see this? Are you witnessing this? Are you guys seeing this right now? Tightrope Walker is the first character that you see on the Haunted Mansion. And I think I just got told to go faster. Oh, Tightrope Walker right over there. See?
Haunted Mansion. I am your host.
There she is, Tightrope Walker in her glory.
Almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching?
According to the ghost host, the Tightrope Walker has visited or lived at the Haunted Mansion throughout her existence. She was, as her name suggests, a tightrope walker at some point in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. An alligator killed and devoured her after she fell into the water while performing on a defective rope during the act. A portrait of her was displayed at the mansion after her passing. On our top 7 Haunted Mansion characters list, the Tightrope Walker comes in at number 6 on our list.
All right, here we go, guys. We're getting ready to board our Doom buggy. By the way, Cuckoo's gonna help me out. Oh, right here, perfect. Okay, here's our Doom buggy. Like I was saying, Cuckoo is gonna help us out and keep track of where we're at on the list. So far, we've already covered 2 characters. So here we go. Oh, little trick there. Let's go.
Enjoy your Doom buggy ride. We will see you soon, Culture. Welcome back. I hope you are enjoying this episode of Cuckoo Culture so far. Let's go ahead and have a look at the remaining characters on our top 7 list. So far, we have covered the Gravediggers, as well as the Tightrope Walker. Going forward, we will show the characters on the list, starting from the 5th spot to 1st place on the list. With that said, let's have a look at who is our next character on the list. Caretaker. The Haunted Mansion and cemetery are maintained by the caretaker. With both master and pet frightened by the undead inhabitants of the manor, he works nightly with his dog. Over the years, a number of names have been proposed for the caretaker, but Silas Crump seems the most likely to be officially recognized. This name was derived from a box that was formerly located in Liberty Square and was addressed to him. You can see the caretaker not only on the attraction, but also on screen. Muppets Haunted Mansion features the caretaker and his dog. In the Disney Plus special, Darren Criss plays the Gravedigger, who is accompanied by a Muppet dog. The caretaker and his dog appear in the 2023 Haunted Mansion film. Here, Ben Mathias is dragged into a vision where they initially emerge. When Ben goes to the cemetery, his dog, the caretaker, cautions him against going there unless he wishes to enter the afterlife. Madame Leota. Madame Leota is a ghostly character from the Haunted Mansion franchise, initially intended to be a character in Disneyland's adaptation of the attraction. Leota's character has been expanded to appear in a number of Disney attractions and motion pictures. Eleanor Audley provided her voice, while Leota Toombs, after whom she was named, played her role in the beginning. Most of the time, Madame Leota is surrounded by mystery. Although her motivations are often unclear, many interpretations tend to favor her as a good or at least neutral force. Disney World's Leota's backstory is greatly expanded by the shop Memento Mori. The gift shop explains how Leota was a witch who lived in the Massachusetts town of Salem, until she accidentally created the famed Salem witch trials and was forced to abandon the state, migrating to a town in the Hudson River Valley of New York. In this village, Leota established a shop named Memento Mori Curios and Curiosities, where she sold potions, paranormal artifacts, and spirit photography. Due to unspecified circumstances, Leota developed a close friendship with the affluent Gracie family, who occupied the village's spacious mansion, to the point where, following her passing, she was buried in the Gracie family plot. Constance Hatchaway. Next up on our haunted mansion list is the breathtaking Constance Hatchaway.
Hello, Cuckoo. I am looking for Culture. I heard he is in the mansion. Tell him I need to see him.
I will be sure to let Culture know you are wanting to say hello while he visits. Hello, Constance? Are you still there? It would appear Constance has become busy. Let's go ahead and learn about her character. Constance Hatchaway, one of the characters portrayed in the Portraits of the Stretching Room, to this present-day embodiment of the bride character in The Attic and in a retcon. A stunning woman, Constance Hatchaway was born in Money County, California, allegedly in the year 1851. An 18-year-old Constance had relocated to Secret County by 1869. She got engaged to Ambrose Harper, a young farming heir. Soon after they were married, the teenage Constance murdered Ambrose with a hatchet via decapitation. Being Harper's wife, in addition to inheriting a large portion of his assets, she kept his severed skull in a hatbox as a little souvenir. Ambrose Harper's murder was the first time Constance used her serial killer's technique. Before placing their heads inside hatboxes as trophies, Constance would hunt out and kill rich men with her hatchet. Constance lived comfortably off of her blood money and was never successfully prosecuted for her numerous killings. She passed away in 1927 at the age of 76 from unspecified causes. When Constance passed away, her ghost created a lair in the haunted mansion's attic, surrounded by all of her possessions from her life. Constance Hatchaway has appeared not only in the attractions, she has also made screen appearances in the latest Haunted Mansion film, as well as the Muppets Haunted Mansion. Hitchhiking Ghost. Next up on our top 7 Haunted Mansion character list is the Hitchhiking Ghost. 3 resident ghosts of the Haunted Mansion are known as the Hitchhiking Ghosts. Gus, the prisoner. Ezra, the skeleton. Phineas, the traveler. In order to meet a quota set by mansion management, they use their ghostly abilities as traveling ghosts to haunt mortals who come into contact with the mansion. The 3 characters in the attraction were further characterized by Walt Disney World in 2011. Gus was influenced by Christopher Lloyd's character from the sitcom Taxi, Ezra by John Cleese, Jim Carrey and Michael Keaton, and Phineas by John Candy and Chris Farley. Out of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts, we selected Phineas as our favorite, with the combination of John Candy and Chris Farley. These 2 comedic legends give Phineas the advantage in humor and likability. Can you imagine seeing a John Candy-inspired Phineas? Even when his characters were goofy or over the top, Candy infused them with genuine kindness and heart. Can you picture a Phineas influenced by Chris Farley? Another over-the-top personality with a fragile, underlying sweetness and a high-energy, reckless sense of physical humor. He frequently threw himself into a joke. The Hitchhiking Ghosts appear in the 2023 film adaptation of the ride, with Fedor Steer as Ezra, Terence Rosemore as Phineas, and Mike Benitez as Gus. In a dream, the 3 of them appear beside the caretaker and his dog. and Gus jokingly invites Ben Mathias to accompany him to the cemetery. With the comedy and humor to help lighten the spooky vibes of the haunted mansion, we have the hitchhiking ghosts placed at number 2 on our list. Hatbox Ghost. Next up, coming in at number 1 on our top 7 haunted mansion character list is the Hatbox Ghost. Although it hasn't been made clear in the attraction itself, the Hatbox Ghost was active in America and is most commonly associated with having been a milliner in some capacity, suggesting that he may have a walking problem that is centered on his right leg. In addition to carrying a shillelagh in his right hand, he possessed a golden tooth that had replaced the central incisor on his left side. The Hatbox Ghost was featured in the original Disneyland Haunted Mansion when it opened in 1969. The Hatbox Ghost was finally added to the Magic Kingdom attraction in Florida on the 30th of November 2023. The Hatbox Ghost now features in both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, as well as the newest Haunted Mansion film on Disney+. He also is featured on the Muppets Haunted Mansion musical. The primary antagonist in this adaptation is the Hatbox Ghost, who is referred to as Alistair Crump, the son of affluent and domineering socialite Addison Crump and his spouse. He and his family resided in a Gothic manor in Louisiana that was a Dutch colonial restoration. In an effort to toughen him up, Alistair's father ejected him from the house when he was 9 years old and disowned him for sobbing excessively after his mother's funeral. Alistair, who had no friends or other family, vanished from human consciousness for years and wandered the world studying dark art and mysticism until he returned as a prosperous businessman. Alistair reclaimed all that was rightfully his, including the family manor, after his father mysteriously passed away. Alistair developed a vindictive streak. He invited the very socialites who had deceived him to extravagant parties, where he ultimately killed several of the guests in gruesome ways. Rumor has it that the killings were blood sacrifices to keep his wealth and influence. One of his many pettiness-related actions was to have no chairs in his mansion's foyer because he didn't want anyone sat when he walked in. In order to look taller than everyone else, he had all the dining room chairs shorter and piled cushions on his own. When he displayed a large portrait of his third wife and then mistress in the living room, his second wife discovered it and was insulted for being able to see it. An enraged crowd of his mistreated servants eventually caught up with him and decapitated him, but not before he vowed to exact retribution. Eventually, during a séance that William and Madame Leota conducted to get in touch with Grace's late wife Eleanor, Alistair's vindictive spirit, now known as the Hatbox Ghost, was unintentionally allowed into his mansion. Crump finally persuaded him to kill himself in order to join her by posing as Gracie's wife. Alistair trapped Leota in her own crystal ball when she tried to identify him and exile him. The other ghosts were then forced to submit to Alistair's authority as he dominated the mansion with his tyrannical energies. In order to gather souls for a ritual, he utilized the mansion. Once he had 1,000 souls, would free him from the confines of the mansion and allow him to exact his revenge on the world of the living. According to Professor Davis, Alistair became a murderer on both sides of the veil because of his intense desire for vengeance against his family and the class they belonged to. In Muppets Haunted Mansion, Fozzie Bear played Gauzy the Hatbox Bear, in addition to the traditional Hatbox Ghost. Gauzy the Hatbox Bear, in my opinion, a much more light-heartedly spooky creature, with jokes that will make you laugh because they are usually cliched, intentionally terrible, and dependent on outdated setups and puns. Rather than go after your soul, Gauzy the Hatbox Bear is more interested in getting your laugh.
They don't bother me.
All of these fun facts about the Hatbox Ghost is what leads him to our number 1 spot on our Haunted Mansion character list. And that is our list for the top 7 Haunted Mansion characters. Drop a comment below who you have at number 1, or tell us what character you think we missed. Also, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up when you get a chance. We are a small, independent channel, and your support truly means a lot to us. I am going to hand the show back over to Culture, as his Doom buggy ride is coming to an end and currently making his way out of the Haunted Mansion. Happy Halloween to you all. I will be back at the end of the episode to wrap up the show. I will see you shortly. Culture, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Cuckoo Culture.
To commence the Hatbox Ghost as the number 1 for the top 7 characters on Haunted Mansion, I figure I'd get a pen to commence the moment. It's a pretty cool pen right here. So we're going to go ahead and go with this to commence the Hatbox Ghost as the number 1 choice for the top 7 characters on the Haunted Mansion for this very special haunted episode of Cuckoo Culture. Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Guys, look at me. I'm a pen collector. I did it. Yee-hee! Thank you again for tuning in for this very special episode here on Cuckoo Culture. We're diving into my favorite characters, my top 7 for the Haunted Mansion. And leave a comment below, what is your favorite character on the Haunted Mansion? Again, this is my top 7. This may not be yours. Maybe I left out a character. You can put any character down below in the comments. You let me know which character you think is the best. Again, this is my top 7. And I kind of figure, with it being Halloween, could you imagine going trick-or-treating and the Haunted Mansion being where you go to collect candy? I don't know if you want to collect candy here at the Haunted Mansion. So, thank you guys again for tuning in for this episode of Cuckoo Culture. It's been a very haunted one. I'm going to actually kick it over to Cuckoo. He's going to close out this episode. Thank you guys again for tuning in.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of Cuckoo Culture. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We cover theme parks as well as attend pop culture events. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It truly means a lot to have your support. We hope you enjoyed this special spooky episode. Until next time.
Happy Halloween.